Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Black Arrow Gaming. I'm Bob, back for more Age of Wonders 4. We got a lot to catch up on for this episode. Well, not a whole lot of comments to go through, I suppose, just a lot to consider. I've got, just looking at the map here before the episode started, I have kind of two large problems at the moment. There are two hostile city-states on both sides of me that are both going to be sending stuff after me, and I have a limited amount of troops to deal with them. So I need to kind of consider how to handle this situation, whether I want to go after one of them or whether I want to pay one of them off. So we'll kind of get into that in this episode. I don't think I have to make a decision on this turn, so we can see how things pan out. So I want to start by going over your comments first. A kind of correction from Angavilmar, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Just a piece of advice with the last battle. When I fought the Astra, maybe not the last battle, but the one before, when I fought the Astra on the Fireforge Stone, I really messed up my unit formation on that battle. To be fair to me, I guess, I was not expecting the Astra to charge when she did. That was, I think, it seems to me like units that have those AoE cone attacks in front of them tend to use them a little more aggressively than other units that would just normally charge in and hit something. So maybe I should have seen that coming. But basically, I didn't have my melee army in front of my ranged army. My hero's army has a bit more, well, range to it, with that archer being in there. I guess they are a little bit more evenly split than I thought. Maybe I had them balanced differently back then. But I do distinctly remember in that battle having a very difficult time getting my melee units to the front where they needed to be. So I need to pay more attention to that. From Tohab, it might be ideal to move my portal to the island city eventually. Yeah, that could be in my future, possibly. I don't. Obviously, I'm not going to do it now because it's not even a city yet and doesn't have the ability to expand into it. But it could be a good idea for the future, so I'll consider that. It kind of depends in part on whether this city whether I find a nautical governor for this city. Because if I get a nautical governor for this city, it honestly might be better off just taking as many ocean tiles as it can get. But we'll play that one by ear, but it is something worth considering. And then finally, a couple things from Chris Lighthawk. I can use the Ritual of Elements on the turn after casting the Big Evocation to recharge it and use it again, which is often better than using it on the first cast. It actually, well, I said the Big Evocation, but this actually works for both of them. This is a mechanic that I don't know if everyone knows, but if you hover over Ritual of Elements, you'll notice it says not only does it give you elemental focus, but it refreshes all ability cooldowns. So the actual ideal way to use this is to use an evocation first. Like blast evocation there. I can use that first, and it would normally have a 2-turn cooldown, but then on the next turn I can immediately use this, gain elemental focus, and use it again. So it can be tempting to use this first to get the damage bonus, and I think I did in battle in the last episode. Then you get that damage bonus on the first attack, but then you miss out on the ability to pop that and then cast an evocation again on the second turn. Interestingly, this also works with the big evocation, Sunder Earth. You can cast Sunder Earth, and then on the very next turn, cast Ritual of Elements, and then cast Sunder Earth again, because this is a free action. It's really, really powerful. It's one of the reasons why I like Elementalists so much. The amount of damage output they're capable of is honestly incredible. So, yeah, I will be using that. It is a mechanic that I was aware of. I'm not sure why I didn't use it in the last episode during whatever battle that opportunity came up in, but it is something I'm aware of and something I do plan to try to use whenever I can. And then I think the only other thing, well, we can discuss in a few turns, Tohab was suggesting that I go ahead and use this. Fruitful integration for founding and absorbing cities taking -2 turns, and then newly founded cities getting +1 population. Suggested that is probably a worthwhile investment. I'm inclined to agree because you never know. I might need to absorb cities later in the game too. That can definitely happen. So I will consider it. I don't have to decide yet because I am going to let the walls in that city build first, simply because there is a hostile city-state right over there, and I don't want to deal with them. I may try to keep some money on hand and just make peace with whichever city state is not the one I go after, because I'm probably going to go fight one of them to try to make them my vassal, and I'm leaning towards this one because Sanguine knows them, and if I can prevent Sanguine from getting a friend, that might be a better long-term goal, whereas no one's met Axe Tusk over here, so I could maybe pay them for peace and then give them a Whispering Stone and start working on them. We'll see how things develop. Like I said, I don't have to make those decisions quite yet, but it is coming. I am going to leave my units in this city for this turn to get that extra experience. It's not a lot for any individual unit. It's only plus 15 XP per turn with the wood walls, but or I think it's plus 15 per turn with the wood walls. Hang on, let me make sure I'm right about that palisade wall. Oh no, it's only plus 5. The other 10 comes from the base value, so it's not a huge amount. But it's being spread over a large number of units, so I think it's still worthwhile. So we'll leave everybody there. I'm going to have them heal up. Probably just one turn will be enough. I'm a little worried about that guy there going to get himself killed against the Warbreeds, but I also want to fight this earlier so that I can claim the rewards for it and move on to other things. I think I did just take out, in the last episode, an army from those guys, so I shouldn't have to worry about them sending anything after me for a minute, but these guys have not sent anything yet as far as I know, so I would anticipate they will probably do that in the near future. There's also a Mistvale camp thing over here, or whatever, the Mistwalker structure, so that's something I'm gonna need to deal with. And then I think I made a mistake in the last episode with that scout. Yeah, I want to get that Wonderstone there. I think, depending on how everybody moves here, that is another mountain tile right there. This is not, but if oh wait, that is. So most likely my goal is going to be to sit on that mountain. I don't think those guys will be able to reach, because they would have to cross 2 mountains, yeah. Okay, so what I can do is I can just stick him right here, and then get that Wonderstone, and get off. Oh hey, there's gold over there. And I can hop back off into the water on the next turn, grab the gold, and then I guess sail north. Might even trespass in Fangholm to get... Yeah, they're already aligned with someone else. So maybe if I don't remember if I got that one already, but I am planning to sail north anyway, so maybe... Yeah, it doesn't look like I did because that option is still there. So maybe I try to grab that and then get into Fangholm and get some of their Wonderstone. So make sure my scouts are... paying themselves off, I guess, so to speak. I really feel like I need to be making units, but I can't afford the mana upkeep on any enchantments for them, and gold has been pretty tight too, so I'm gonna still put that on the back burner for now. Somebody declared a rivalry on me. Okay, that's not great, but they're also a long ways away. Singaith. I was kind of hoping we could be friends, but one nice thing about having seals on is that you get this war justification balance when the opponent takes a seal. So, like, that's why I have some against, I think, Nicoreth and presumably Singaith, because they haven't done anything else to irritate me. Captured a seal, yeah, so you get that plus 10 right there. Over time, they're going to build up a lot of those, which will make it harder for them to declare war on me. So I can kind of, unless they don't care about taking a hit to their Imperium, it kind of works in my favor to have them maybe be a little bit less aggressive. But I don't think it always works. I think there's some people that are just far more aggressive than others. And I think if they think they can kill you, they might try to anyway. If I can get this guy, how close can I get you? It'd be 2 turns. He's still a long ways away from everybody else. Although it doesn't matter. He's not a particularly good ritualist right now. I considered respecking him, because he doesn't even have any healing abilities yet. But he does have some others that are like more XP for units, which is nice. lowered units upkeep, which is nice. I could put some high tier units with him and maybe squeeze some more out of my economy. So right now, and then he's got these ones, which units in his army basically, he can give them higher crit chance, and then they can give 10% damage boost to each other. So he's kind of more of an army leader hero right now rather than actually doing anything substantial in the fight. I don't have anything better to give him for his weapon either. So he's not super important to have in these upcoming fights, but it would be nice. If I can manage to take that on this turn, this is probably a battle I will have to do myself, but it is one that I think I can do. Warbreeds are not that scary. I think they're one of the more manageable tier 4s. So we're going to go for this. The auto combat will probably lose someone here, I think. But I'm fairly confident this is still worth doing. Go with lead the charge with the Earth Elemental. Yeah. Let's not cast spells. I don't think it should be necessary in this one. And see how the auto does. And then if it does poorly, I'll do it myself. No, they were fine. Okay. Yeah, not too bad. Boots of Freedom. That is an item that I think I made at some point in one of my other games. And I think they're pretty good. Maybe I didn't make those. But it does get very fast movement. That is pretty good for her, but to be honest, I'm going to have very fast movement and desert tiles on all my units before long. I kind of like the extra resistance on her. The very fast movement doesn't really benefit him, because he's already on a mount. I'm not really sure what I want to do with those. I might actually disenchant those. I would rather have the extra defense and resistance on her. I guess I could give it to this guy. +1 defense doesn't help him a whole lot. Very fast movement doesn't help him at all, but it does give him swift and immunity to being slowed and immobilized. I don't know if that's worth it or not. For now, I'll leave him with the extra defense, I guess. And then I may disenchant those boots later on, or give them to a different hero if I get one in the future that can make better use of them. Okay, so I'm going to move everybody here. And then I'm going to go after that on the next turn. I didn't even pay attention to what other resources I got out of that when I cleared it. I do know I definitely want that, though. 4 turns. The city-state can't reach it. Their borders are a little too far away, so I should definitely get this tile. And then I'm kind of thinking maybe I just want to sort of box the city-state in a bit. If I take this forest tile up here, when that city grows. I do need a forest, actually, because I gave one up for this structure. I need more foresters. So I might try to just sort of box the city-state's borders up in here. I guess they can have this one. I'll take this one, and I'll try to get this one, and then I shouldn't, or that one. And then I shouldn't have to worry about them expanding too much into my land. All right, I think that's a decent enough plan. We'll have all of them wait, and let's see what this guy can explore over here and find. It does look like a free food pickup. That actually could go... Ooh, that could be pretty good for me, actually. Why does he want to take that route? Is that actually shorter? No. Ah, crap. There's something on it. Trying to figure out where I want to go with this guy. I guess go back down this way. I was hoping that was a free food pickup. That would have been really nice because it would have gone to Astral Peak, and that would have been good. Speaking of, when I was talking about Imperium earlier, I forgot to mention this, but there are 2 upgrades that are coming up soon that I'm kind of saving for. This one will get on the next turn, which gives me more XP and health regeneration while in my own territory. It's very good. I often take that over this one. This particular build is not really that useful for me. Well, actually, it kind of is, and you'd see why later, but I feel like this one is just better overall, and I almost always take foraging, just because health regeneration is so good. Plus, I'm going to have pretty high health on my units in this game, so foraging is also kind of a better choice for me. This one works because later on I will have some non-racial units in my armies. Not a lot, but some, and that's kind of nice. But I think this one's just better overall because it can keep your army moving. But then perhaps more importantly, efficient allocation. Production city structures grant plus 10 gold income. This one is huge for me, particularly huge for the architects, because you have a lot of structures that can make production, because you have the two first library replacements, both grant production. So this is really, really nice, and I think it's just way better than this one because I'm going to have plenty of city stability. Architects usually can get quite a bit. So I can kind of ignore that one and go for the other one to get the extra gold. And that's going to be quite a bit of extra gold between both of my cities, just with the 3 normal production buildings and the 2 library ones. That's going to be like an extra 100 gold per turn just from my 2 starting cities. That can go a long way. Oh, I meant to check with my... dang it, I forgot. Another comment, feedback from Chris Lighthawk did mention that I could trade gold for mana with my vampire friend over here, at a pretty good rate. So I'm going to probably do that because I'm definitely shorter on the mana side of things right now. I do need gold to build structures that generate mana, so I don't want to overdo it. But I think with that other Empire upgrade coming up that I just talked about, I will have enough extra gold to be able to get away with that. So that's kind of what I'm going to go for, I think. Alright, we'll let the independents do their thing. Hopefully they don't spawn any more armies to come after me right now. I did meet a new ruler. And that would be this guy. He seems chill. Empire relations are respectful. Pretty heavy on the astral, and then some materium. I will not send him a welcome gift. I'm just going to say goodbye. I'm not in the business of giving out free money right now, unless I'm getting something pretty tangible in return. Also, just for anyone's confused, this is my ritualist. He looked quite different in the last episode. After I pick up a hero, in between episodes, I tend to go redesign how they look, just so they kind of fit the class a little better. It makes it easier for me to recognize them. So I gave my ritualist some like robes instead of armor, but still the same dude. Okay. So next up, we go for a quarry. This will actually, I'm going to hurry this if I don't get the quarry, but I'm not sure which of these cities is technically closer to this quarry. Or I'm going to hurry this if the quarry doesn't put reduction in Astral Peak. Either city, actually, I really hope it goes to this one, because then it would finish the monument a turn earlier, which would be nice. As I was discussing, I am going to go ahead and take a forester here, just to keep the city-state's borders from imposing too much on mine. And then we'll probably take another forester here. But I needed that forester because Sunfall still needs them to produce the estate hall more quickly. Actually, they need it for a granary. They don't even have that. So I'll be working on that. Alright, let's go ahead and do this fight. And then I kind of need to decide where are my troops going to go after this. Going after this city-state down here is pretty ideal, but there is one piece of unfinished business that I would like to wrap up that I think I might be powerful enough to deal with now, and that is running back down here and trying to do the mirror fields. I still am not sure if it's wise to do that right now, but I think I could do it as long as it's still just those 2 mage banes in there and their whatever friends they had back when I was there. I'm not sure if this guy would even make the cut for being in that fight, but I'm pretty sure that if I focus some archers on that mage bane while one of these guys is standing next to it, they should go down pretty quickly, especially once I get this next Monument Sanctum done. So I think I'm going to try to clear that because that would really solve a lot of my mana problems. If I could just... Because that's going to be 20 mana per turn plus 2 mana per conduit in city domain, and this city has 1 at least. Yeah, it's got 1, but that would also count as a conduit, so yeah, it counts as a conduit. So that's actually 24 more mana per turn. That's a lot, and I think it's worth taking the time to try to clear it while I'm back here. So yeah, that's the plan. Let me try to see what the fastest way is to get back here. There is no road running through there. So the fastest thing that I can probably do is to move my leader's army to here and then kind of get the other armies just sort of close. They can be like there and then like there. My leader's army can use this guy because he handles the forests a little better to initiate a safe battle here. That's one we should be able to do without... Jeez, he's trying to get himself killed. I might redo that just so he... I guess there was a tier 4 spider in there, but I kind of thought I might bring him with me into the... Okay, let me look at the units that are here, because I'm trying to think of who I want for that conduit fight and whether I want this guy to be all healed up for it. So I would definitely want these two. Probably the bronze golem, although actually maybe not on the bronze golem because he's going to have... Yeah, he doesn't have any electrical resistance, but the bronze golem does have an electrical weakness. So he's actually probably not a good choice for the conduit fight. I think I would have both heroes. I would probably have one guardian. I would definitely have both archers because they're the only thing that's going to kill that mage bane quickly. And then maybe a ritualist. I might get by without this guy. Although he would be good at getting in the face of the other things that are not mage banes and potentially pinning them down. I think I'm going to do this fight myself. I don't want him to take that much damage because I think I'm going to want him healthy for that upcoming battle. I'm not entirely sure why he got so messed up here, but I'm assuming this guy did something. Oh wait, that's technically a ranged unit, isn't it? Yeah, the Weaver Spider. This, as far as I know, is the only tier 4 archer in the game right now, which is kind of interesting. Okay, so the other spiders are gonna be all over me, but that one's gonna be shooting from a distance. I think just playing defense on the top of this hill is fine. What's its other ability? Do I need to know about this? Okay, that's more of like a get out of dodge ability. It can kind of teleport away and then do damage on retreat. Odds are that won't really come into play here. So I think we just do a fairly simple setup of archers in front, weak units in back. I am going to go ahead and link to this guy. Or no, archers in back, strong units up front. I don't know what I'm talking about. And then probably we'll put my hero up kind of towards the front and make sure those guardians are where they can reach enemies as well. Okay, and then I think I will link to you, because I will probably have you do some decently heavy fighting here too. And then let's not forget about this guy, off by himself. They certainly didn't forget about that guy off by himself. Okay, how much range do you have with this? Not enough, okay. So let's kind of reform. I'm going to actually have you... No, you can't do that. Okay, I'm going to have you do this. Break those. So I want a little more room to maneuver here. And then I want this guy here defending all of those units. This guy can be down here, that's fine. You there, you there, you there, you there. You there. That, I think, works. Bearing in mind these spiders can jump, so they might try to do something sneaky, but actually they're too far away to really do anything. Alright, I'm gonna let it be there and see how... Okay. So going after that guy, and that's fine because he's not coming into the next fight. Alright, where's my... There you are. So see, now what I can do is I can drop this, and then on the next turn, I can use whatever this ability is called, Ritual of Elements, and then drop another Blastification on their heads, back to back. Very, very nice. The nice thing about that is that it also sundered defense, which opens these guys up to getting wrecked by my archer's AoE. And has just about made that army completely useless. I guess they can still shoot a few times, but they're not going to do a whole lot. I could even probably get away with moving my leader up and zapping them, potentially blinding the Weaver Spider Monarch. As for these guys, I don't see any reason to not just charge this little guy, although I probably should have moved him up first, because then I'll do more damage. I could probably move them around too and afford to get another hit in there. Okay. Then what I want to do, yeah, I'm going to move her up one space, move this guy. Nah, actually I liked him here better. Move you around. He's weakened, so he's not going to do a lot of damage to my leader, and I can actually completely kill a spider there. I did not get the blind, but I did get electrified. So I think I'm good. Yeah, they're not going to really do much. Oh, I guess he can go down here because I've got... Oh, he can't get through. It's fine. I guess you're just stuck back there. Okay, that's fine. Minimal damage. I'm gonna move her here. If I can manage to get this kill on this, I could run this guy around. Yeah, I've got an idea. All right. So that's a flank attack. How's the archer's shot looking? This'll work. Archers go here, kill him. He's immobilized. I did not notice that. The fact that both of them are immobilized prevents me from doing what I wanted to do. Oh well, this is fine. I can just shoot like that and then hit him like that. No trouble at all. And then I don't know if it's actually more damage. We can test it, but I'm gonna move this guy here. And then I want to move her up. So I can do, well, actually, what I want to do is do Ritual of Elements first. I know I'm going to do that. And if she were to do Blastification, that would take that down to a little more than, or less than half of what it currently has. Or if she moves here, it's actually better, but it's only an 85% chance to hit. Let me get my leader in front here. Like that. Move the archer here. And then I believe this thing's dead. There we go. No reason to take a massive amount of damage on that fight. Channeling Mantle. 10% magic damage bonus. Do I already have something like that on my, on you? Yeah, I've got a better item on her. I guess I'll just give that to the Ritualist then. I didn't pay attention to where that production went. Did it go to... No, it went to Astral Peak. Okay, so that finished off the bathhouse, I think is what I just finished. Yeah. So what I'll probably do is build the stonemason next because I can get it at a discount and it sets me up for the Empire upgrade that I was talking about. Or I take the shrine because I actually need the mana more. Yeah, I think I take the shrine first, because it's still gonna be another turn before I can get that stonemason. Or now it's gonna be 2 more turns. Yeah, I need the mana pretty badly, so I'm willing to wait on the stonemason a bit. Okay, and now I need to try to get everybody back down. This is fine. They're all still technically together. Yep, I think we're good. And then you gained a level of renown for fighting alongside the leader. Fortunately, they're just locked out of their major ambition until they reach level 12, so it takes a little while to really get the benefits from an elitist, but I still like grabbing them early because it makes everything else a lot easier. It helps them get started faster so you can reach the goal sooner. Alright, you guys are hunting down that person who's going to quietly go back into the water and then pick up some free money. And I want you back on this road heading out in this direction. I did get the palisade walls in my outpost, so now is when we have to decide what to do about... Oh, I definitely want this. Okay, let me grab this, because I already know that's something I want. This I won't get until 2 turns. So... it would be 200, it's going to be 200 Imperium to found the city. It would be another 100 to get fruitful integration, and then 2 turns before this is available. I don't need the siege one right away. And that's 250 Imperium. So, am I doing the math on this correctly? If I'm making 45 per turn, I have 420 now. I spend 200 to found the city. That leaves me with 220. If I buy this, then it leaves me with 120. Then I have 2 turns to regenerate to get back to 250. I wouldn't quite make it. It would take me like another 2 turns to get that, unless I can pull Imperium from another source. So it's question of whether I want the extra couple turns of gold income. This shaves 2 turns off of a new city, though, and gives it an extra population for only 100 Imperium. So if you think about those 2 turns as 2 turns worth of Imperium income, that's 45, which I don't know if that's a fair comparison to make, but... Well, actually, it only costs... Yeah, I think I'm gonna not take this, because I can found the city in 1 turn. This shaves 2 turns off of it, and it gives it an extra population, but I can already found the city in 1 turn. So, I think it's probably worth just doing that. I think that may have something to do with how close the nearest Dune Elf city is. I think that's how the game calculates that. So... I'm pretty sure I'm going to save my Imperium. That way I can get efficient allocation faster and really keep my economy humming along. Besides, honestly, the other reason I'm thinking I'm going to bypass getting the extra population in this city is because these guys are going to just come pillage whatever I build. So I would rather just found the city. I don't think they'll actually... Oh, wait, you know what? No, they will attempt to take the city center. I've seen city-states do that before. So having something else for them to pillage probably actually is a good thing, if they send something after me. Yeah, you know what? I am going to cancel that. I'll take my Imperium back. I am going to take this. Because then I can found it immediately and get up something for them to pillage and make a distraction with. Alright, I'll take it. A little torn on this decision, but this means insta-city and insta-upgrade. What type of governor are you? Agricultural? That actually could be good out here. It'd be better than Trollkin, because that one's all about forests, and this city has very few forests. So I will put you here. And then his farms grant more food. What I might do is take this province right here because it's a sandy farm. That's quite a bit of food. This one, you can see, does not get the Tome of the Sandstalkers benefit because it's technically has no sand. It's all fertile plains. Even though it's a desert-like climate, there's no sand terrain. The terrain is what matters, which makes this a better choice for a farm and will help the city grow very quickly. All right. We have made our decision. We're stuck with it now. I will have to wait patiently for that other empire upgrade to get more gold, but it's only going to cost me a couple turns worth of income. It's probably fine. In the meantime, I can go ahead and build the stonemason to help speed everything else up out here. Actually, well, I guess I can queue it. The city's already got something else queued up, but it's I've got enough money to get away with that. And then we're going to definitely grab a workshop out here because that's also going to benefit from the, I keep forgetting what it's called, efficient allocation, once I can research it. All right. Well, we have a third city now. It's not the best third city in the world, but it's could be worse. Could definitely be worse. Plus, I got those hasteberries out there. That's not nothing. I think that'll be worth it in the long run. Let's see, that monument's going to be done in a second, then my capital will need a new build project. I think I can go to the next turn here, though. Everybody's basically settled. One thing I do want to do is get my ritualist here. He needs to be leading troops, as many as he can. So I'm probably going to swap him for my elementalist. And then she can, or honestly, my leader is the one that honestly could be on her own. She doesn't really have any army leader bonuses because she's a wizard king. So she actually needs troops the least. I don't know that she has any army leader bonuses, though. Did I give her any? No, she doesn't have any either. So really the only person who matters whether they're leading an army is really this guy right now. And then kind of have to wait and see what these people around me do. My Dunestalker spell is ready, so that's great. I'll probably cast that right away because it doesn't require any upkeep. It won't do me any good fighting in those portals underground, but unless I change the terrain, which I don't think I'm going to bother doing because I don't have the mana for it. Okay, Imbria captured a seal. That would have given me grievances against her. Yeah, it did. Not many because we're declaration of friendship, but I don't necessarily need the grievances against her because, you know, we're besties right now, so I'd like to see where this guy shakes out in terms of his allegiances. All right. No city-states sending stuff after me yet. I'm going to go ahead and cast Dunestalkers. There's no reason not to. Make sure that applies to my Wizard King leader. Okay. And this is another one of those race transformations that I'm not a huge fan of how it looks, so I typically turn it off. There's only a few of the major race transformations that I really think look cool. In particular, I really like Scions of Flame. That's one of my favorites. And Demonkin is pretty cool too if you're going for that aesthetic. Okay, so I guess everybody just goes south. The only thing that I want to make sure I do is put this guy in charge of some troops. I think I may have taken a long... Yeah, I think I took the long route with him. I'm not sure why I did that. Or with them. So it would be theoretically shorter to go that way. Alright, well, you're in charge of them now. I want you guys to get in the city, because you'll get a little XP from that. Then you can go down as far as you can make it. And then this guy can go here. It's kind of a mess right now, but... And honestly, not everybody needs to go down there. The ideal play actually is probably to leave some of my armies up here and only take the people down to fight that are actually going into that ruin. Alright, well, let's get free money while we can. and sail back north. This actually should be a very easy pickup because it's not in the infestations territory. And as for you, okay, there's the dwarf guy that I met, so he's out here in the west somewhere. I'm just gonna run directly west and see what we can find. We met the dragon whose name I can't pronounce, who I swear, again, is in every single game I play. I don't understand. These two, every game. I don't know why it keeps putting them in my games. There are other dragon leaders. Now, this guy is normally fairly chill, and he actually has a defensive pact with Fangir here. So that's interesting. There's a potential three-way alliance there if I can make them happy. Is it worth sending him a welcome gift? Probably not. I don't really like sending the welcome gifts unless it's like an immediate neighbor that I really need to keep on my good side. And right now, this guy is pretty distant, so we'll just have to see how the relationships develop over time. Also met a new city-state. I'd like to see more about them. Okay, they are allied with Electro Dragon. Okay, as for my next research, Scorpion Venom weapons, I think is an easy pickup here. Just want to get my access to all those enchantments. I can't really afford to cast them all right now, but it's good to have them ready to go. And then do I go north or south? I'm going to say south, because eventually I'll probably reach water and then can get on the water and sail back to the north so I can get this southern corner explored before going up. There's still a lot of land north of me that I haven't seen. I did get Sandstorm. That's a pretty good combat spell, especially if a bunch of units get jammed into a choke point where there's a lot of fighting happening. Okay, Sunfall's production is ready to go. I probably really need to get my Wizard Tower Foundation up. Do I want that more or the Town Hall one? This costs mana, so probably not that yet. We'll probably go with the Town Hall first. Yeah, I'll get the Town Hall upgrade. That leads to more things, and it doesn't cost mana. I can afford the Town Hall right now, so I may as well invest in it. Okay. And then I believe that is the end of my turn. Yeah, okay. So nothing I can get here. That's kind of next on my list, and I actually will get that in 2 turns. I thought it was going to be another turn before I could reach that. I'll be able to get it. I'll still have to wait 1 turn after it's available, but it's not as bad as I thought. So I think this was worth hurrying the founding of that city. Another hero comes in 9 turns. Hopefully by then I will not have any more financial issues or any substantial financial issues. We'll drop a quick save here and see how things pan out going to the next turn. Do I need to cast anything? I don't think so. The Enchanted Crow Companion would maybe be kind of nice, but I don't mind the upkeep on it, but it's the upfront cost that kind of hurts. But right now my scouts are both out doing the bulk of their scouting, so let's see, I got Purging Arrows. This is the only unit enchantment I haven't cast yet. I'm not gonna spend the mana on it right now. It's just mana's too tight. I did need to check with Imbria though before I forget again. Negotiate. How much gold do you need? Maybe I could give an upfront amount, like 100. If I got, okay, 62 gold, she'd trade for 124 mana. That actually would be pretty nice. Let me see what my city-states got on offer. But basically I'm getting a 2-for-1 ratio here. Oh, her capital's under siege. I'm not going to do anything to help her, but that could be bad for me in the long run if Sanguine's kicking her butt. Alright, cooperation. Yeah, it's a better deal than what the city-state's offering. It's a much better deal. So I will make that one-time trade just to get a little boost in mana right now. Yeah. Okay, resources, gold. And I'd rather make this a one-time trade because I am planning on getting my mana economy back online here soon. So we'll take the mana. And that actually makes me feel a little better about getting enchanted crow companions for my scouts. Okay. Now we can go to the end of the turn. It's still not enough for me to upgrade the wonder that I have that I've been wanting to upgrade for forever, but that might be more of a get the conduit first kind of thing. It's also... I guess the blood glass doesn't give mana, it gives draft. Either way, Astral Peak's gonna get this soon, so we'll be in pretty good shape. Eventually, my cities are going to have an absolute metric ton of food, and they'll be growing very quickly. But that won't really come online. I mean, it kind of comes online in the mid-game, I guess, and extends really through the late game. But for the moment, they seem to be growing at a fairly normal pace. A little above normal, I guess, because of the desert farms that I can take advantage of. Or at least that I could until volcanoes crapped all over everything. Alright, well, back in Astral Peak, we finished the Stone Mason. Speaking of growth, may as well grab the storehouse. The mint requires a mine I can't get yet, but I could get on this tile once it's available. That could get anything on it. But I think I will take the mine because I don't have a lot of other places I can build a mine right now. In this city anyway. So I think getting the mint is worth it. For the moment though, we'll do the storehouse because it's cheap. And then how's the capital doing? You guys are doing the town hall. Okay, that's fine. What other notifications? Crow companions are ready. I'm gonna cast that before I start moving these guys around. Okay. It's another one I'm going to turn off. If nothing else, just to reduce the number of particle effects. Okay, now where are my scouts? I want to explore with them next. Yeah, that is a pretty substantial increase in vision range. So that does help. Let's see, you guys are already allied with the dragon. Because of that, I'm going to quite intentionally trespass. Yes, I am fine with that. Because I want your magic materials. And they're going to have more on the center city tile. I don't care if I irritate them because I'm not trying to ally with them. And I don't think it gives anybody else a justification for war against me. As long as I stay in the city-state's territory and not their territory. Alright, so what I need to do now is decide who's going to that big fight with me. And I think what I want to do is bring Big Rock Guy, wherever the heck he is. There he is. Okay, Big Rock Guy, you're in. You go there too. Take the Elementalist, take my leader, take one Guardian, who's going to be working on overtime. Probably whoever the higher ranked one is, if I have more than one. Okay, it looks like that's going to be you, I think. So take you, take both archers. Copper Golem stays behind because there's a little too much electrical damage stuff in that fight. And that's about as good of an army as I'm going to get. So I'm going to, no, not move the portal, enter the portal. And then head this way. Should be able to make that. Of course, I'm one turn away again. Every time. Is there anyone that can, like... Who's slowing me down here? The archer's going to be the lowest common denominator. Okay, fine. We'll wait one more turn. Okay. Well, in the meantime, because this guy's a good army leader and is going to be giving people passive XP gains, I can use him to help level up other units who can just wait in the city until the other armies are back. So I'll put him in there with those guys. I would also like definitely the shield guy to be getting XP. He needs it pretty badly. And then whoever else is the lowest. I guess they're all gold rank, so I'll just throw one of the charge units in there. And they can just chill here in the city. Oh great, Nicoreth declared a rivalry on me. Okay, well that's not ideal. An infestation is sending invading forces. And then I got messages. Okay, he's mouthing off to me about my city-state. And she's proud of me, okay. Well, I'm starting to see who my real friends are. Okay, if enemies are on the way, I want to build another archer. And that pretty much takes all of my money. But I need to try to keep producing units when and where I can. But I swear I'm going to clear that mirror fields. It seems really important. Okay, did I already get this? It looks like I did, actually. Okay, so let's see. Fangholm up here is allied with the person who's mouthing off to me, actually. And they've got gold sitting in the water. Okay, yeah, we're trespassing. And I need to sneeze. Muting my mic. Alright. All good. Yeah, definitely will trespass and take their Wonderstone. Astral Peak's good for now. And that gold really helped pay for the new archer I just bought. Or began training. Speaking of training things, I could get one from Saladria too. Is that worth it? It's basically a 20 gold discount. It will not have the bathhouse bonus though. I think I'll just take both, actually. These guys are going to be the bulk of my damage output, so yes, I will spend the money on that. And then in 2 turns, I will have 2 more archers and will hopefully be ready to fight off any infestations that come after me. So I think the Pirate Cove sent something. And then on the next turn, I will have enough to get a pretty big boost to my economy. All right, I think we're in good shape here. All right, we'll let that quick save and go to the next turn as long as I don't need to cast any spells. I do not at the moment. Great. Now I have a runny nose. Why do I always do this when I'm trying to record? One moment. All right, I'm back. Okay, Fangir's the dark blue. This is going to be confusing. So dark blue is Fangir, teal is Electro Dragon, and then like less teal, light baby blue is the giant, I guess. If these guys are kind of mutual enemies of Nicoreth, though, then that's definitely something that's good to know. Because I got a feeling I'm not going to get along with Nicoreth, and I'm pretty sure my ally isn't. Oh wait, no, they're fine. What's Nicoreth's diplomatic state? Fairly fine. What about yours? You're at war with Nicoreth. And a defensive pact with Dragon. You're also at war with Nicoreth and a defensive pact with the other guy. Okay, I think I want in on this little friendly meeting here. Not sure that I can afford the gold of the declarations of friendship, but I kind of wish I'd see how she'd pan out with their relationship with them. I think I play it by ear for now. Right now, we're fairly neutral, and they're both good, so as long as I play like a good guy for the moment, I'll probably stay on their good side, or at least casually friendly side. Now, this is going to be pretty big. I'm thinking this is right now going to probably be another 80 gold of income. It's 159, so that would be 239, I think. Yep. Because I have the 2 library upgrades in each of my starting cities, and I have the 2 production upgrades in each of my starting cities. So my gold economy is looking much better now. Oh, I actually could get a mine out there if I wanted to. But I want this tile first, for sure. I will pick that up next, though. If I took the granary, it's 5 turns to level this up. The academy requires a research post, 2 quarries, and 1 forester to boost. The mana obelisk just takes 2 quarries. I'm trying to think about what I want to put out here, because I'm kind of considering doing a conduit, but I also want to try to hurry production of other structures. I will most likely do the granary next, just to keep growth going. It probably makes most sense. Okay. Do I have... Yeah, I think it makes the most sense to probably get a quarry, actually, and go for... because that would boost the mana obelisk. Oh, no, because I'm going to need a conduit to get the thing that goes after the mana obelisk anyway. So I think the conduit's actually better here, because it also gets me a little bit of extra production, too. And sets me up. The problem is I need quarries for other things. So I'm kind of going to be stuck. But it's still... yeah, I think the conduit's what I want right now. It helps solve mana problems, and I think sets me up for getting the monolith, which requires a conduit. And that'll help with my mana problems. For now, I can just build the granary, and then Masonic Hall when it becomes available. No, that requires another quarry. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'll build with these guys next. I actually probably could get started on a second monument out here, but I just don't really want to get rid of any of the current other structures that I have at the moment. So we'll have to revisit that in a little bit. Okay, let's see who these guys are. They are buddies with Sanguine, so I don't like them. But we got Blood Glass. That's huge. Will help with healing our units. Another 5 HP gain per turn, which stacks with this, as long as I'm in my territory, for a total of plus 15, which is a lot of extra health. And you guys can almost make it. Almost. Always just a little too far away. Happened last time I went down there, too. Okay, we'll leave you there, giving them all passive XP gain. Then once those archers come out, I will put him with them, so the archers can start leveling up. Shade Makers are going to be the absolute bulk of my damage, so I definitely want to get as much use out of them as I can. Oh good, my Elementalist leveled up. Mastered Focus, which gives more range on evocations and stuff. Very useful. Take that. It's nice going into this next battle. And then as for you, you are already trespassing, and I know there's going to be something on this central tile. So Hey, you guys managed to get yourselves a portal. I kind of like that. I can't take it without a hero, though, and I think it might be if it's in their borders. It's probably an active war or something. No, 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 no. No, we don't want to do that. I just want to walk on that tile there. Why can't I do that? Wait, do they not have a magic material actually in the central city tile? I don't see one. Yeah, I don't think they have one, which is a little unusual for a city-state. Odd. They almost always have one, like, on their central city-state tile. Maybe theirs just got offset up here for some reason. Not really sure why that happened. In any case, I guess I'll go this way. I see gold in the water there, so I'll be able to line my pockets a little more. Odds are I'm gonna end up hurrying the granary there on the next turn. Okay, you guys... Oh crap, the pirates are coming here. Okay, so I need to get... Wait, what am I up against? Kind of a lot. A lot of architects that are gonna summon turrets. That battle looks like it'd be a mess. I don't think I can do anything about that. This is kind of what I was worried about having the city over here. Well, we'll get the workshop done. In fact, I'm going to hurry the production of the workshop because I'm actually going to make 10 gold back from it being done. And then I don't have to worry about them slowing it down. I also will probably start work on a vendor and, let's see, get another farm. Which can't be on a desert unless I transmute it. Yeah, it's going to end up being a water farm or something anyway. I may as well get this tile because more friendly territory to move through. I will take a second farm just to get a vendor done. Yeah, I think we'll do that. And then they'll pillage something, but hopefully I can get out there and deal with that. I'm not really sure if I can. If I can manage to close the distance to those three guys, I don't know. That battle might not be as hard as I'm making it out to be, but I definitely do need the extra archers, so we're going to wait for them anyway. I will not be able to do that without the archers. And clearly, if they came from... Wait, did they come from a city-state? Or no, hang on, resume game. Did they come from a city-state, or did they come from Pirate Cove? I think they came from the Pirate Cove there. Yeah, that's definitely the direction they're... Yeah, Army of Marauder Guard. Okay, so I probably need to get rid of that. And I probably could get rid of that one while I'm out there. Once I get my good units back up here. Okay. A lot to think about right now. I think having that extra money on hand, I might end up paying these guys off, but I really don't want to. I don't want to be fighting on two fronts. It's too much territory to cover. Alright, I'll have plenty of mana going into this next fight for casting. So hopefully that'll be enough to keep the Mage Banes distracted long enough for me to kill them. Although, actually, the Mage Banes are going to make my spells more expensive. Crap, I didn't think about that. Yeah, there's just nothing fun about this upcoming battle. It's just going to be a pain in the butt. Hopefully one I can get through without any losses. Okay, just bounties. Wait, I guess the independents haven't taken their turn yet, though. That's going to be what truly decides whether or not... That's going to be what truly decides whether or not I need to turn stuff around. I don't see anything saying the independents are sending an army at me. As long as the city-state stays chill, I should be able to continue with my current plans. But if they send something, I'm worried about these guys sending another group at me and me having to turn an army around to go back to deal with it. Okay, so they're... Fangir's putting bounties on Nicoreth cities. They're pillaging the farm, that's fine. Bender is still boosted. Alright, we got our 2 archers, so let's get in the water. I think that's enough units to handle this. Especially since I will have spell support and we'll be able to summon. Actually, I'm in a pretty good shape, I think, for this one, because I could summon the rock guys to keep the architects distracted and kind of try to pin them down, just keeping units in their face. So I'm pretty sure their summon tesseract thing can't be used. I think it requires, yeah, all 3 points. So, all right, I'm gonna do that. Get in the water. Have you follow them. Definitely want you with the archers. Probably want, yeah, the shield guy. And then most likely a healer. Everybody else can kind of just come in a big glob of extras. Imbria lost their throne city. I don't like that. But maybe it'll be good for me in the long run. Because if Imbria ends up dying, then I can go to war with, or try to buddy up with Bloodholm, maybe eventually integrating them, and then getting rid of the vampire terrain spreading thing that's in there. Okay, I want to check hero level ups. Okay, the ritualist did level up. I prefer rejuvenate. I like the AOE version of their healing, so I'm gonna take that one. He actually has some healing now. Not enough to help these guys down here, but that's okay. I'm gonna... Hopefully this hasn't leveled up. It's a low risk battle now rather than a high risk. All defending units have Mirror Veil, but it only reflects non-physical damage, and I do almost exclusively physical damage. So, wait, how is that worded? Yeah, it's literally the physical damage channel, not like attacks from units. It's a confusing description or difference, but there's the physical damage element channel, which is what I think this is talking about here. And then there's physical attacking units. It's like, which would be like having an archer, like a transmuter will do some physical damage, but it's considered a magic attack. But an archer does physical attacks. But in that case, it's talking about whether it's physical or magical in nature. This, I think, is referring to physical damage as physical, the element of damage, just like you would have blight or electric. So I think that's what this is talking about, which is good for me. I'm going to allow the AI to cast spells and see how the auto does. Yeah, it's kind of what I thought. All right, this one's going to take a little bit more finesse, I think. I would like to... Yeah, I need to cast spells very carefully in this one, because I'm only going to be able to get like one of those stone summon guys. Yeah. I want them to come to me. So what I'm going to do is put you right in the middle of everybody and put you right up front. They don't have a lot of crazy range stuff. Devour Mind could be really bad, but it has a range of 4 and requires 3 action points. So as long as I can avoid that happening, plus I think I get a little extra from... Hang on, what's this? Spell tempered shield. Okay, that just gives resistance. It doesn't give... Yeah, that does not give status resistance. It's just regular old resistance. Actually, I'm going to reposition these units a bit. I want... Well, no, I can't do that. Alright, we'll reposition them on the next turn. I was going to move my mage kind of in the back. Okay, are they in range to hit anything with Devour Mind yet? That's the main question. I don't think they are. So I think my mage can now open up with this. And these things are going to teleport all over me, which is going to be annoying. And then it gets refuged. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. So this will cost... I want to look at my spells here. 50. Jeez. Yeah, I get to do that once. I'm wondering if a sandstorm might be better, but they'll mostly move out of it on the next turn. I think what I need to do... See, I'm unsure what's going to happen with this guy. He could teleport onto her, but he can't teleport behind her, so I think I could still get 2 turns of casting this. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Got status vulnerability on a bunch of them. And then I'm going to guard the heck out of her. In fact, from here, I can do this. He could potentially Devour Mind on her, though. I don't like that. I need somebody with good status resistance that could resist that Devour Mind. Or I use this turn to summon a rock guy right in their way and just distract them and slow them down. That's probably what I'm going to do. I think having one guy to be a distraction, even if it's the only spell I cast this fight, right now is probably a good time to do it. So I'll move you here. You here, move you here, move the archer here. Hey, you can still get into a very annoying spot, but I think protecting the mage is probably more important. All right. And then I'm going to do you right here. And just defend. Get in the way. I can't stop that thing from teleporting there, but I can punish it afterwards if it does. Well, I can't actually, because it'll refuge. Oh, good. They used it on him. Perfect. And then he slips away. That was well worth it. That was very well worth it. Okay. This gives me the option to unload. I can probably kill that one on this turn now. The first thing I want to do is cast Ritual of Elements again, or cast Ritual of Elements now, and then AoE these guys as hard as I can. Wait, shouldn't you be immune? Why are you not refuged? You used your... Oh no, that's you. Okay. You did not use your teleport yet. Okay. Good to know. Gosh, that can almost kill that thing. I'm wondering whether it's... No, I think I really do want to catch both Mage Banes in this, especially since I gave them status vulnerability. They need to go. If I can manage to take them out, I could maybe squeeze out one more spell in this fight. Like a Resilient Incarnation or a Youthful Regeneration. So, he's pretty beat up. He's already taking quite a bit of damage, but if I move this guy forward... Now he really takes a lot of damage. Now the question is, do I want to do this and spread damage? Or do I want to just focus Fire 1? I think I probably want to just focus Fire 1. I can kind of spread damage with her. If I wanted to be super aggressive, I could put her in the middle of everything, but she would absolutely die, so I'm not going to do that. Now I will do this. We're going to see if I can kill this thing. Very close. So my leader can finish it off. We'll while doing pretty substantial damage to all that crap. And... oh wait, I can cast. But there's still a Mage Bane in the fight. That's really weird. That should still be preventing, or this other Mage Bane should still, should still be the spell jammer effect active on this battlefield. It was like it was tied specifically to that one and not this one. That might be a bug? I'm not totally sure, but it kind of feels like it. Alright, now this guy can still teleport onto my archer, or actually potentially even worse right there. So what I think I'm going to do is guard with this guy to protect the heroes and that archer. Yeah, because he'll give them a little extra resistance. And then I could also do Resilient Incarnation. Actually, I could just move these guys. Oh, no, I can't move them back because that thing's still there. Okay, they're on their own there. And technically, I could cast Resilient Incarnation now, which I think might be a very good choice, giving everybody a bunch of extra defense and resistance. I don't think I should have been able to do that, but I was, so. Alright, now this is refuged, so I can't do anything about it. Although, I wonder, now I can't even target it. I kind of was wondering if Purging Arrows could get rid of refuge if I force targeted it, but you can't do that. The nice thing is that these guys can simply move away from it while it's refuged, and then, I guess kill that. Oh, yeah, that Mage Bane, I need to get rid of that. Can I get rid of that? Is that even possible? I don't have guided arrows yet, which is a little bit of a problem. I don't want him to devour mind on anybody. So I'm kind of thinking what I could do is I could phase my leader behind the Mage Bane and get some pretty nasty flanking damage on it. I think I'm going to do that. Yeah. Oh yeah, that, it's dead. There we go. And then the archer could finish it, but I might have the archer go after this. Actually, I have the mage just go after that. I might actually have you immobilize phase to here, which would kill this guy. And then you can turn and punish that thing if it tries to move. While I use you to go here and finish that off. There we go. And then you can come down here and also punish this thing if it tries to move. And now you're just going to pick on my archers. Always make sure to move the guardians by whatever you're shooting first to get that physical damage weakness on them, which is now stacked 3 times, I think. They would normally have 2, but instead of having 2 physical resistance, they have -1. Leader can't do anything now, but that's fine. Let's make sure we're landing our hits. I believe you can probably... Yeah, I'm gonna take the damage to get away from it and then shoot it. There we go. There we go. Not so bad. That's actually huge. That pretty much solves our mana problems. Who are you? That is quite the headdress. Oh, okay. I could get Imperium from this. I could get city stability. I could get money. Quite a bit of money. Or finish Scorpion Venom. We're taking the Imperium. I just blew a lot of Imperium. It'd be nice to get some back. And I've got advanced logistics coming up in 4 turns, so definitely want to save my pennies for that. Okay. That sets us up nicely for the future, and I can get these guys out of here. Now, when do I get to grow my borders and get that conduit? Looks like next turn, or not next turn, 2 turns. Okay. So, Sunfall. What are you guys gonna build? This is where a lot of my food ends up coming from, and city stability, is these affinity obelisks. For each tier of monument built in the Empire, the city gains 10 food and 10 city stability. For me, I will, at the end of this game, have at least 2 fully developed monuments. That's the minimum for this build. Anything beyond that is just extra. Which means, at a minimum, by the end of the game, once my monuments are constructive, plus 80 food and plus 80 stability in each city. That's why I wasn't as worried about the vampires' terrain expanding into mine. It's just, I'm going to have so much that it doesn't matter. Now, I could go for another tier 3 monument here, but that's 8 turns. That's quite a long time. I think I might want to actually invest in something like the affinity obelisks to help with food growth in the longer term. The earlier you build those, the better, but you need that Town Hall 3 to do it. Alternatively, I could go for the Wizard Tower upgrade, which is honestly only 1 turn, and I have enough mana to get it now pretty easily. I have almost enough mana to upgrade this. 500? If I'm patient and wait a turn, I could do that. I think I want to. I really want to, just to get that done. I will have the Scorpion and Venom weapons to cast soon too, but I don't know. I'm not sure what the right call is here. I could also start thinking about where I want to put my Grand Bazaar and Runecarver's Camp, which the Runecarver's Camp gives mana for quarries, but I don't really have my layout I tend to build those special province improvements a little later, once I've got a better sense for how my city layout's kind of working. These affinity obelisks cannot be boosted by anything, so I will probably just build them now to give the city some time to grow. I think I am going to drop the 500 mana to upgrade that wonder on the next turn. Yeah. May as well spend it if I got it. We'll get the affinity obelisks. I could hurry the production of this granary, but I don't actually think it's worth it because I don't really know what I'm going to go into next in this city. So, for the moment, I guess I will just let it be. I might start building... Honestly, I don't know what I'm going to start building. Maybe the Town Hall upgrade, actually. Ooh, if I have enough mana for it, though, or money for it, though. Not sure if I will. Was somebody going to get a money pickup? Can you reach that on the next turn? Yes, you can. Please tell me there's nothing on that. Good, okay. That should give me enough gold to where this city can start working on the Town Hall upgrade. That would be a good thing for it to do. And then it'll get boosted like halfway through. So that kind of works. And then you need to get back in the water and sail off to go trespass on someone else's land. Okay. So yeah, I'm fine with that for now. I'm really hoping that these armies over here are enough to get these people off of me. Okay, we're gonna drop another quick save. Venom Blades will be done next turn, but I am planning to dump all my mana into upgrading that wonder so that it can start giving me returns on resources faster. I'm wondering, how far away are you guys going to be from being able to help with all this? Basically 1 turn behind, 2 turns behind. They can't quite embark. Alright. Yeah, I think it's going to kind of be up to this group to deal with those invaders. I think they can handle it, though. I mean, the archers aren't particularly skilled yet, but they'll get there. Alright. I feel good about the last few turns. I feel like our economies, we're getting some momentum. We got that blood glass, that's pretty big. Things are starting to swing a little bit in our favor. It's just a matter of, I think right now, the interesting thing is going to be watching what happens with Imbria. Having lost her capital. Oh, whatever that timer is, it's probably not a good thing. If she dies and drops from the game, that could change quite a few things. If she drops from the game, I'm probably immediately going to declare friendship with these two. I kind of like trying to get those three-way alliances if I can. You just got to find two other computers who are getting along and who don't hate you. And that can be a pretty powerful alliance. But right now, I can't quite afford it. I need every last penny, because I am spending it as soon as I get it. I wonder how much more resources I'm going to get after upgrading that wonder. I don't exactly know. I don't even know how worth it it's going to be, but I guess we'll find out together on camera here. Because why not wait to make my best mistakes until the entire internet's watching? Instead of me taking notes on this kind of stuff in my single-player games. Okay, insurrectionists, this is fine. They normally don't cause any trouble, they just sit around, so... Yeah, they're up there. Honestly, I might never even get to doing that, but it doesn't hurt me. Ambitious dreams, this would be the ritualist. Okay, so... He is a glory seeker right now, which is not great for a ritualist. They're not exactly damage dealers. A prospector, though, can give artisan equipment. That is very good. And good to get on somebody early because you can make progress towards that by doing by clearing resource nodes. And he will be involved in clearing some resource nodes. So I think Crusader is also a pretty solid pick for a ritualist since they're more about buffing their army. Preacher is good for that because Faithful and Zeal are not part of my build. So that would be the only way I could get them unless I'm, researching bonus tomes after getting my core tomes. But I think Prospector is just better. Artisan equipment is pricey to maintain. It costs plus 50 gold upkeep once you unlock it, but it's just all around good. So I think that's a better pick for him. We're going to go with that. Okay, Rachek got a seal. I don't really care about those yet. It's probably worth actually looking and seeing where people are kind of at with that right now. I haven't really checked that in a while, Seal's victory. So, that guy's leading with 10, or with 11. And as 109, so he's got 1. He's got 1. 109 turns left. Yeah, okay. So he would be a good one to buddy up with. He's also the number one, he's the number 1 player in terms of Seal's victory. Military-wise, Storm Giant's number 1. And Imbria is... Okay, Nicoreth's actually dead last, probably because she's getting smoked by those other 2 that ganged up on her. Then me at the bottom, which kind of makes sense in a game like this. Everybody else started with 3 cities, so I'm going to be lagging behind. Imbria, just above me, Sanguine just above Imbria. So it seems like Sanguine's winning that war, which I could kind of tell from this. Wait, what ended up happening with Bloodholm? Did they get it back? Oh wait, no, their capital's up here. Okay, that's got something happening in 1 turn. Alright, let's get everybody across the water here. Vendor in 2 turns. Do I want to hurry that? I don't think so. We'll see. They may come running over and pillage that farm next. I'm going to actually switch what this city's doing. Actually, there's a few other things I need to do first. First off, I want to get the money that's in the water there. That's 70 more gold. That is exactly enough for Astral Peak. Literally exactly enough for Astral Peak to pay for this. But the city will grow in 2 turns, so I will get a discount on it later. Okay, I think that's fine. That does leave you with not a whole lot I can do. I can't hurry the production. I have literally 0 gold coins. Maybe this guy can find some, my other scout. Where are you at? Maybe if I'm super lucky, he'll find some out here. No, but I did find this. Alright, I think with casting, oh crap, I just thought about that. I was gonna upgrade... this on this turn. Shrouded Arcanum. I can actually see how much this will do. So it's going to give me more world map and combat casting points, and it'll take the knowledge income and improve it by 10, up to 25. I hate to say this, but I think I can't do that yet, because going into this next fight is going to be a tough fight, and I'm going to need the mana for casting points in that battle. I kind of want to clear this on my way through, but I'm afraid I'll take a bunch of damage, even though it doesn't look like I will. I kind of need these guys at full health going into this next battle. These guys will probably move to go pillage that farm. I'm going to do something a little unusual. I'm going to tell that to not work on the vendor for a couple turns. Because I think that when they pillage the farm, it'll take away the boost that I had for it. And I'm going to want to get that boost back before letting the vendor finish. Yeah, and then I think... yeah, this looks like a safe battle. I mean... it's probably fine, and it would give a boost of food to my capital, which would let me get the conduit a turn earlier. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Oh, hey, this works out fine. We'll just take the good guy choice, get the money, and then take the shield, which that shield doesn't do me any good right now, but maybe later. Okay, perfect. That does upgrade my capital, and we know what we're getting. Absolutely taking the mirror fields. There we go. Now mana's looking quite a bit better. In fact, I think I would say it's good enough that I can probably afford to do this. There we go. Then on the next turn I'll have 58. And 58 more, and that'll be plenty for casting points in this fight. And then I need to get you guys out of here. Unfortunately, I don't need to go back in there anymore, which is great. I do think I still want them to go off in that direction, but hang on. Whetstone, send a warp. Crap. I knew it. Oh, I turned my back. Alright, I am going to... I don't know where I want to send these guys. Do I want to go back and head off that war party from Whetstone, which they could probably handle? That's a pretty good group there. Or do I want them to go this way? No, somebody's going to need to stop Whetstone from screwing me up. I think these guys should be able to handle it. I don't know, though. If it's an army with this many tier 3s, like those guys have, that could actually be kind of a tall order. I can summon units to mess them up, but... I'm going to send them that way for now, and we'll see what the army has. If I have to wait for backup, then I have to wait for backup, but for the moment, I think I would rather go that way. I'm actually going to take this route to stay in my own territory for a little bit of extra XP, because otherwise I think they're both pretty similar to the same route. Finally, desertification. I need that. I need to clear all this volcanic terrain out. And my ruler leveled up, which is actually pretty big, considering she'll probably need to carry a lot of weight in this upcoming battle. At this point, I like to grab my second signature skill, which is actually not astral. I like Adeptive Materium more, mostly for meteor strikes. Is very, very strong. And there's nothing... I don't really need bolstering evasion or the sundered resistance effect. I'm not really making much use of either of those, so a lot of times I take this on my second signature skill. As for what I want her to do, I kind of want to work towards these, where you're just buffing your melee and magic base damage. Yeah, we're going to do that. I'm going to do Prepared Spell and Prepared Strike, and then go down into Sundering Resistance. Neither of these are particularly useful, but they lead to some really nice stuff. I really like having that Flanking Skirmisher, because I can phase behind things like I did to that Mage Bane and do a ton of damage, but also all three of these combined for a total of plus 30% damage, and then that last one gives you more defense and evasion too. So I like going for those. Okay. Looking good. I can't afford anything. I don't know why I'm window shopping. And what about these? I could get the extra combat casting points, but I don't know that it really helps me right now because I'm limited on mana. So we'll hold off on that for the moment. Drop another quick save. I really want to clear this. I think once I've done dealing with the army from these guys, I'm going to turn around and try to, well, I don't know. Maybe I'll want these guys to turn around, and then I can actually go hit Whetstone. But at any point, these guys are going to send an army after me. So I don't know what way to go. I'm stuck in this two-front war thing. I need more troops, but troops cost money. And I don't have a lot. Even with everything I've done to improve my economy, I'm still just spending it like crazy. Alright, once they blow that up, they'll move left, probably. There is a slight chance they just go after the city. Well, that's why I have walls. Imbria, how are you doing up here? What? Oh. Oh. Not good, I see. Yeah, she's losing that war. Which makes her a less valuable ally. Gosh, if I had more money, I would definitely be friending up with these guys. Wait, why does he have a bunch of justification against me? What did I do? Hang on, I need to see what's going on here. Who cares? Well, that's not your... You're nowhere near me, bro. They're mad because I'm claiming a great amount of territory with my city. What? Why are you mad about that? You're nowhere near me. I didn't think that was even a grievance. They're just mad that my cities are growing? I haven't taken any of their provinces. Oh good, this kind of worked out. They didn't actually, they're going after my armies. A low risk fight, which means I could probably do it without casualties. I'm a little irritated that this guy is mad at me. I could settle grievances, but 140 gold to pay that off? I don't know. I don't understand. Like, please explain to me, somebody in the comments, why he's mad at me. Because I am nowhere near him. I have not been taking his claimed provinces. I think that's kind of dumb that they can just be mad. Oh, wait, hang on. It could be his personality. Hang on. Pure Sage. Dislikes empires that break treaties or with a stronger economy. Is that what this translates to? Me taking territory to cities to having a strong economy? I'm not really sure what that is. However, I think now is the time for me to make a friendship with him, or declare friendship, because I want to stay on his good side, and if I pile too much grievances up on my side of things, that could be bad. So I'm going to declare friendship. Hopefully he reciprocates. I can't really afford to pay off either of those grievances, and I'm not even sure that they wouldn't come back if I did, because I'm not sure what's causing them 100%. Alright, this, again, low-risk battle. I've got 79 mana going into this, which equates to at least 2 of those rocky summons. My archers are not leveled up at all, so they won't do a whole lot of damage. And I don't see anything off my coast yet, although I'm sure they'll be here soon. Mosaic annex a province, but I can't do anything about that yet. Alright, I think we just have to do this fight and get these guys off of us. I'm not thrilled about it, but I kind of have to. I think this is going to be a difficult one. Yeah, this is going to be a difficult one, mostly because I don't have either hero to kind of carry. I might not... I think not everyone will survive this. At least I'm fighting on the sand, so my guys can move pretty far. Wait. Maybe this doesn't count as sand? Because if it did, these guys would be able to move further. Yeah, okay, I guess not. It looks like sand to me. It's probably considered a forest tile. I think it has to be on, like, the open, sandy terrain. Alright, so those guys are gonna summon their... I don't know why I've got the ritualist up front. He really shouldn't be. Get you back here. Okay, these guys are gonna summon their tesseracts. If I can get them to do it at an opportune location, I can literally simply back away from them and continue fighting. So I can probably... Yeah, see, there they are. All I have to do is take like a step back and they've just wasted their turn. I think I'm going to slide to the south here. Yeah, so everybody gets down like here. This guy looks like he's fixing to charge in. Yep, just simply walk away. In fact, you, I think, are out of range already. Hang on. Yeah, they can't reach him. I might actually leave him where he is, because he could use his super long range stuff and mess them up a little bit. Oh, you summoned a spider, did you? Okay. I don't really like that. That'll trigger bolstering resistance, but that won't matter a whole lot once he's down closer to the rest of my units. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I can ignore the towers. Yeah, I'd say just damage the hero. Get you down here. You guys there, and you here. That looks okay to me. And then I'm thinking about casting one of my summons now. This will cost... Where does it say how much it costs? Casting cost there. 20 mana, 25 casting points. I have 75, so I can get up to 3 of these. I think we're going to make as much use of them as possible by sticking them behind that swarm of architect units. Hang on. Which one of you is not an architect? Because I was pretty sure there was only 3 of them. Cultivator. That one's a cultivator. Okay, these 2 are architects. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put him more like here. And then just start beating these guys up. And now he's probably going to die on the next turn, but that's fine. I'm trying to split their unit's attention. Oh, he went in for the... Ice freeze. Okay, that's not great, but I can clear it. I love slip away on those guys. It's so good. Okay, I need to get... Yeah, I need to clear my Shademaker's status condition. How about you run down here and do it? There we go. Now you can shoot him and kill him. Unless you can hit a more valuable target. Maybe I just need you to do that. Because you can't hit as much. Okay, yeah, have you kill the spider. And you weaken those two, hopefully. I did get the weaken on them. Okay, good. You're just going to be a popsicle for this turn. That's fine. And then you can continue to annoy those heroes. I kind of want these guys to come closer. And my phone is blowing up. Hang on, let me silence that. Okay. So what I'm thinking here is I could summon another elemental, but if I do, they might all stay out there trying to kill it, and I'm not sure if that's worth it. I kind of want them to run at me right now. So I'm going to actually not summon an elemental on this turn and wait until maybe on the next turn. I may also be able to get a sandstorm. If they run closer, I might be able to cast a sandstorm right where all their casters are standing and disrupt their line of sight. Or, well, blind them. Okay, here comes a bunch of attacks. Okay, those disappeared. I do need to get this guy out of here. I think he's done his job. Now, what's the cooldown before you guys can summon those Tesseracts again? 2 more turns? Alright, now is when I think I want to start lighting these guys up. Actually, I might be able to kill this guy here. I don't see a reason not to try. Smack you in the face with that. And then the archer, if I could reach, that seems like a pretty good spot to hit. If I can weaken everybody all at once. Okay, I think I've got a plan here. You finish him off. You charge in and hit him, hopefully sundering his defense. Yep. Then I want the archer to fire right there, weakening everybody. I want you to get the heck out of here because you're gonna die if you don't. He's got so much sundered everything. And then I think I want this guy to go here because he doesn't bleed, so those bushes won't bother him. And I should be able to pin in pretty much all of their good units. We'll do a cleave there for even more weakening. Probably should have moved him up first, but that's all right. Then I'm going to move the archer up to where they can do fairly big damage. Only if they hit, though. Should I move them up further? You know what? I think here is a good spot for them. I can still do good damage to that guy. I can move you up to here and do decent damage. Probably also to that guy. You're a melee hero. Your magic missile's on cooldown, so you can't really do much of anything from back there except for attack that guy. So what I think I'm going to do is summon a stone spirit here and beat up that architect a little bit and keep pressure on him. Oh, and then I got one more cultivator. Cool. I'll probably just take the let's take the hit on that guy there in the back. And you just hide down here and be thankful that you're still alive. And the shield can go into defense. And now it's just a game of keeping the pressure on. because it's just a bunch of support units aside from the one hero, who have all conveniently gathered into one spot. Do I have any AoEs? No. A shame. Well, I could hit guys with him, or I could just do a rejuvenate with him. Yeah, honestly, I think I might do that. Let's just patch some guys up. There's a nice big group there that could all use it. And you can come around back. What I would like to do is somehow arrange to kill the hero with this archer, but I'm not sure that I can do that. I kind of need to clear this guy out of the way first. And actually, I kind of need to clear 2 units out of the way, really. Let's see, where's this other archer? Which, if you get to there, you don't have a very good shot. You have a better shot from there. So what I'll do is I'll move you up to here. Move you up to here, I think. I want to try to kill him. So we'll have the archer take that shot. I want this archer to be going after the hero. I've got a weird plan here. You can pretty easily kill this guy, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and do that. You can almost kill him. Maybe with a flank? It's not a flank. It's fine though. We'll do that. And then if I can get the hit with this guy, he's dead, and then I can move. Alright, I've got an idea. Move you up here for the moment. Move this guy here, clear that, so you can step forward and get 100% hit. Then I do this. Kills him. Move this guy up, lower that guy's physical resistance, and then light him up with an archer. He lands a crit and kills. And then it's just a cultivator sitting out there who you can go pressure, and you can kill him. Alright. Pick them apart. The enemy is fleeing the field. You know what? Just for the heck of it, there's absolutely no reason for me to do this, but other than it being fun. No witnesses. Ooh, spider's wand. Summon it's the little spider. A tier 2 spider, I guess it's not terrible. That should give me the ice spider, like that guy summoned in this fight, or the hunter spider. And then a pike of undead slaying, which that doesn't really help me at all right now. But it's okay, we did well, that was a good fight. So, I do think I want to get everybody back in the water, because right now there's nothing else coming from this direction. I got hero remains, which I can sell. I should remember that. I can sell those. And I still have one in the prison. Sometimes the prison ones will offer you a pretty good deal in exchange for their freedom, so I'll keep them where they're at for now. Let's go ahead and get back on the water for mobility's sake. I can rebuild the farm. Hang on. First thing I want to do is clear that, because the vendor did not get slowed down. So I can finish the production of the vendor. Affinity obelisks is just going to move at its own pace. Town hall upgrade. I actually need to slow this down so that the boost comes into play first. So we'll do 1 turn of merchandise, I think. Or actually, I could go ahead and throw archer battlements up out here. They're going to be way more useful than the arcane battlements ever will, so it'll always be archer battlements with this build. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's throw it up there. Have that go for 1 turn. Oh wait, actually, hang on. I'm going to cancel that. I'm just going to do merchandise, because I don't know how much overflow there'll be, and I'm trying to avoid wasting any of my boost. So we'll do that. Yeah, that works. Give it one more turn to grow, and I'll take a little bit of extra merchandise income this turn. And all my other cities are doing fine. I can go ahead and expand the borders of this one. Don't know what I want. Well, okay, definitely I do want this to be a forester. That I know for sure. Because this city does not have access to many forests. We'll repair this province improvement. I may come to regret that later, but I'm sure it'll just get pillaged again. And then get back in the water, so that in case my leader's army needs assistance out here, they'll have it. Okay, this is... Okay, occupied by tide spirits. I can probably clear that on my way through and get a little extra boost of gold if I leave these guys close enough to it that they participate. Yeah, that's close enough. So they can stay there. Meanwhile, I do want my leader's army to continue in this direction to head off those invaders that I know are coming. And you can take more Wonderstone. And it looks like there's another city-state for me to trespass in over there. I am going to have this guy follow the coastline down. I'm finding a lot of these gold pickups in the water, so I want to keep looking for those before the AI. I'll pick them up. Okay. And I don't really need anything else at the moment. Mana income is looking quite a bit healthier. It's still not perfect, but it's definitely good. Or definitely in a much better state than it was before, anyway. Desertification will be done on the next turn. I'm probably going to want to channel and cast that basically as soon as it's ready, just to get rid of all this volcanic terrain. I might actually cast it up here first to get it off of the farm. In fact, I could turn that farm into a quarry, which would actually help with some other things, hurrying production on stuff that I want. The mint requires 3 farms to boost. What does the 4th farm get me? I think it would help me build the... There is something that a 4th farm can get you, but... No, we'll wait on that. I'm going to leave this as a farm because I'm going to end up clearing that off. I'll take this as maybe a temporary quarry, and then... No, I want the mine there so that I can build the mint. Yeah, gosh, it's all so complicated. Okay, we'll leave it alone for now. I'm good with it the way it is for the moment. Okay, end turn. I would love to clear that, but that's going to be probably for a bit later. If there was Mage Banes, like that difficult of a battle in the conduit tree thing that I fought, the crystal tree, this is going to be a lot worse. Now, it might be one... Sometimes these undead barrows have a event in them where it's like an undead queen. And if you kill them, their whole army dies. Those are actually... in my opinion, quite a bit easier. The manual combat will always wreck itself on those. Like, you'll never win those auto combat. You'll almost never win those in auto combat because those are the ones that also have, like, the sarcophagi that if you stand next to them, skeletons pop out of. But if you know how to manage those sarcophagi and then focus fire the leader, those are actually pretty easy to win, in my opinion. But there's no guarantee that's what that is. So I will... probably need to wait until I've got better units, or better versions of my existing units, because to be honest, these Guardians and Shademakers are going to carry me all the way through the late game. I just need to power them up a bit. Okay, a friendship was declared. Looks like there's a couple of notifications. We'll see what that was all about. I'm hoping it was Fangir. That'd be nice if he reciprocated. As for this guy, his relationship's kind of improving with me naturally. So I'm going to try to keep it that way. Honestly, the two of them will probably get along because they both have high astral affinity. I will have mostly Materium, which is going to maybe strain our relationship a little bit, but I will have some astral. In fact, I will have a decent amount of astral by the end of the game. So, okay, what is this event? Cleft Shield. Shield units have less defense and deal more damage. That's not good for me, really. Can I see what these guys are sending yet? Not yet. They should be here soon. Probably next turn. Yeah, probably next turn. Okay. Before I do anything else, let me clear this off. Do I want this guy to even be involved? I really don't want to do this manually, so you're not involved in this one. Hang on. First, let me see what all happened. Okay, good. This guy did reciprocate my offer of friendship, so that's good. Singaith denounced Imbria. That's fine, because Singaith doesn't like me either, so that doesn't really change much. And then Singaith, I'm angering him. I don't care. I might care later, but I don't care right now. Why am I angering him? What is your problem with me? Is it the same thing as the other guy? Yeah, it's like I'm making him mad just by existing. Didn't know I had that effect on people. Thanks. All right. Well, so I am not necessarily that worried about him because he's far away from me, but I am worried about Singaith in the sense that even though they're far away from me, there might not be anyone else for them to fight out there. So they may still end up coming after me anyway. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. Oh good, I get my next tome. Hang on, let me go ahead and just pick this right now. It's going to be the Tome of Scrying. We need guided projectiles for those shade makers so that I have to stop worrying about putting my shield guys in the way, because the shield guys are always going to be in the way. So let's get guided projectiles. Let's, yeah, like I was saying, go ahead and take this guy out of the Sunfall. Or out of the, put him in Sunfall, out of that group, so that he doesn't get himself killed here. Should not need spells for this. We just clear it and move on. Just fine. Get a little bit of money, which helps. Sphere of Celestial Slaying is probably better than what my Elementalist has. See, Radiant Bolts that inflict status vulnerability. I have Celestial Slayer, 7 and 7 damage. Okay. Is that better than what you have? That's 16 and 4. This would be 10, 10 and 4. So it's more damage. You're adding Celestial Slayer. I lose Sundered Defense, which actually does kind of suck. But I think the damage output increase is probably still worth it. Celestial Slayer doesn't do any... Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, wait, I'm getting that from something else. What? How am I getting Sundered Defense? Wait, how am I getting that? Is it from something in here? I don't actually know where her Sundered Defense is coming from. Or maybe both orbs have Sundered Defense on them? I don't know. I am not sure. But I'm just going to be thankful that I have it. Because if I compare these, both Sundered Defense. Okay, maybe that's just on that orb. Still Sunder's Defense. Yeah, so it's just a straight upgrade for her. That's good. I don't really need the Spider's Wand for her, but I do think that'd be a good option for my Ritualist. So we'll give her the better orb. And then go find my Ritualist and give him that Spider's Wand before I forget to do that. Yeah, you can have this. Astral Peak can annex another province, which means population 10, which means Ascended Garden. We'll finish on the next turn. As discussed previously, I am going to grab this mine out here. which will help me get the mint, which that mine is actually required, so let's go ahead and take that. There's also a quarry out there. I haven't cleared that yet, but it'll be nice to have. And desertification's done, so I'm going to go ahead and cast this. And I'm going to do it right here. Well, actually, hang on. Let's count the provinces here, because this extends to adjacent provinces. The provinces that I care about right now would be these. So if I do it here, it's going to get rid of some of our sunless terrain, but it's not going to actually... Yeah, I think this is the spot I want to do it. It's going to get rid of some of our sunless terrain, which will respread, but will terraform more. And it doesn't give me a diplomatic penalty. And I don't need it down here. I will need one in my capital, but that's fine. I think that's where I want it, is on this tile, that farm right there. So let's do that, get rid of the economic overview, and do this. There we go. All cleaned up. That actually did clear off quite a bit of the forest, which is actually good for me. I don't necessarily need all of it. So I'm fine with that. The more sand, the better. And then I can probably start channeling it again. Although I do need to keep an eye on my mana in case I need it for anything else. But it doesn't hurt to channel. It never hurts to channel. You can always cancel it if you need the mana back. Alright, let's get you... Well, you can't quite make it, but that's alright. Let's get these guys into the center of the city. And how am I doing on resources? I've got money now. I've got money. So I can afford to buy things. I'll take the Magitectural Archive. We'll get a little more research out of that. And it'll give me the money too, because it's a production building, so that's a pretty good choice. It'll help keep the economy humming along. In Sunfall, it might be worth it to go ahead and produce an architect. Let's go ahead and get one of those guys out on the field. And then as for you guys, I don't really know where to put you. Another good place to cast Desertification might be right on top of Astral Peak, because this is all Celestial, which isn't hurting me, but I could get more out of my farms if I just turned that into regular desert. So I might do that. I don't for sure know where to put them for now. I would like to get them actually in Astral Peak, but I think for the moment, how far can they go? I can't see because of all the yellow. They could almost go down and clear that crawler's nest. That actually isn't a terrible idea. No, that's not a bad idea at all. I mean, I'm here. There's no enemies here. I've got reinforcements that need time to catch up. They're all at full health. Why not? This wasn't really on my bingo card for this episode, but I may as well take care of it now. What do I want to go with this guy? Probably get back in the water, I would say. Move much faster in the water. Okay, that's all Singate's territory, so can't go in there. That's a big no-no. I might actually have to go back on the land to cut through here and get out. I mean, I could just ignore Fangholm, but I kind of want to explore what's over here instead of just leaving, so I'll do that. I thought that was a city-state's territory up there, which is why I moved the way I did. Okay. In turn, we'll have another desert spell ready to cast on the next turn, and then I have to decide whether I'm just going to drop that right on top of Astral Peak, but I feel like it makes sense, so... The more sand that I have to work with, the better. And the less forests, for that matter. Although I do still need foresters to get the estate hall in Astral Peak eventually. They're not necessarily needed right now. Or actually, I already have some. And there's still territory that I can build foresters in out here because there's still a few trees left. Once I finish the upgrades that require foresters, which for me is going to be the Farmers Guild and the Estate Hall, which require, I guess, 4 and 3 respectively, so I need a total of 4. But once those 2 buildings are done, I don't need foresters anymore. I can just start replacing everything with sand and farms. Yeah, my capital may have to wait a minute before I clean it up. Man, no matter how much mana I make, it's all getting used, which is honestly a good thing. I like builds like this where you're always using all of the resources available to you. It feels better than having a massive surplus in something you don't need. I like having that balance because it feels like I'm playing more efficiently. All right, how are you doing, Imbria, who could apparently die at any minute because she doesn't have a capital? She may move it. Bloodholm was likely one of her original cities. I don't know where she has any others. She probably has another one somewhere, but I don't know where it is. I do like seeing these little green arrows with Dragon and Fangir. That means things are moving in the right direction with them. One thing I might want to consider is making a declaration of rivalry back on Singaith. It would help balance this between the two of us, because right now they're getting extra justification for war against me. And I don't like that, because it makes it more likely that they'll declare war on me, and that's scary. Okay, here's what I'm up against. Oh, that army can handle them just fine. That's no big deal. In fact, let's see what's in this tomb. I could jump them. Well, I can't jump them on this turn, but on the next turn. But I'm right next to that wonder. I may as well clear it now. Other rulers declared. Hang on, I'll check up on all that in a minute. Let's see. Let's finally get that mint, actually. Requires 3 farms. This city has 4, so they can't really slow that down, even if they start pillaging something. So yeah, let's get that mint. Metropolitan Society. I don't think my Throne City's borders are actually touching anything yet, so that doesn't help me quite yet. Advanced Logistics, on the other hand, though, is always useful. Take that as soon as you can get it. It's always good. Especially on a continent's map with all the embarking and disembarking. Alright, I do want you to move this way. And then I want to see how diplomacy's shaking out. Okay, Imbria is in a rivalry with the guy that I'm trying to friend up with. Axe Tusk sent a war party. Crap. Okay, I may have to turn around and deal with that with these guys. Yeah, I think my attention's just going to be kind of split. Let's see how this fight goes down here first. And let's see what Imbria said. Okay, she's ready to discuss another treaty or diplomatic state. I do not think I want anything more than a wizard's bond with her if the two of them are not going to get along. I don't know what to do about Singaith. It's possible this evens out over time, because by taking seals, he's going to keep racking up grievances, like for on my side of the equation. So, yeah, I don't know what to do there, because every declaration costs 10 more gold than the last one to upkeep. So, like, you can see that one was 10, that one was 20. So am I willing to spend another 30 gold per turn just to make sure that my war justification with him stays favorable? I think probably not. Not yet. I think that the more he interacts with the seals, I'll eventually catch up. How much is the 2 that he's got against me? Claiming lots of territory with my city. I don't need a war on that side of the map. And I don't know if there's anyone else over there with him. There's at least 2 other players that I have not met. So there might be somebody else out there that they're not getting along with. But if I'm going to be fighting a war, I would rather it be against Sanguine or Nicoreth to get on the good side of the people that I care about. I would rather this person just ignore me. Declaration of Rivalry would be difficult to upkeep. Let me see how my gold feels at the end of this turn. Alright, let's go ahead and take this out. What do we have? A low-risk battle against a bunch of spiders. I don't want to set fire to it. I don't... okay. This would make it so they suffer... I don't want to risk getting the Materium Crisis. Even with an 80% success chance, I don't think I need it. I think I can just fight them. Oh, you didn't mention this thing. Okay. Well, I will allow spells in auto and see how it does. I got a feeling that I'm gonna... Oh, hey, that actually went pretty well. Okay. I could get good guy points and make Saladria happy with me. I don't know why I would imprison him. That doesn't make any sense. And I got a crap ton of food in Astral Peak. So we get another border expansion, which comes at a very nice time. I think I'm just gonna slap down a quarry somewhere. Quarry or a forester? You know what? Let's take the quarry here. I've been wanting a quarry here for a little while. So let's take that. Okay. Well done, everyone. Let's get back topside. Actually, maybe stay in friendly territory underground for a minute. Oh wait, no, you can get to the city. Do that. That's a better choice. Okay, they can handle that army that's out there. So I'm going to actually turn these guys around. Okay, first I'm going to spend 14 gold to get this, because that's a pretty substantial amount of extra food on this turn. That's worth spending the cash on. Then maybe it's time to go for that wizard tower. Yeah, now seems like the right time. Let's do it. Get you guys back in the water and head off the invasion that's coming from this direction. I don't like not having my armies all together to accomplish any large major goals. They seem to be just swatting flies. But I think what I'm going to do is these guys are going to show up, and I'm going to smoke them. Then as soon as I'm done with that, I'm going to run down here and probably try to take out the Pirate Cove and maybe siege Axe Tusk. I would rather siege these guys because I'm worried they're going to buddy up with Sanguine. But they don't seem to be moving on that. Sanguine doesn't seem to be giving them a Whispering Stone or anything right now. So I think I may have time to get over here, get Axe Tusk off my back, and hopefully get the Pirate Cove off my back too. Yeah, I think that's the plan. So for now, we're back in the water. We're going back this way. These poor people are probably very confused because I keep just sending them back and forth. I would love to clear this, but I don't think this army's strong enough to deal with the haste berries. I need to wait for the A-team over here to get back. Let's see. How are you doing? Where do I need you to go? Let's just keep sailing around the coastline. That seems to be the best way to find those gold pickups. Hey, another thing that I can trespass in. Okay, who is your boss? Dragon's gonna get him, so we'll let him have him. Spell Resi, Desertification. I think we can go ahead and cast this. Yeah, so one interesting thing is, even if I turn this province to sand, that'll still stay a forester. It doesn't stop being a forester, so I don't have to worry about destroying like foresters just because I turn stuff to sand. So I think I am going to drop this on Astral Peak because that's going to benefit a farm there. It'll benefit another farm. I think that's a farm there. Yeah, 2 farms will benefit from that. So I think that's a pretty good call. Wait, I want to make sure it's actually in the center province. So looking for the dotted lines. I think this is right. There we go. Oh, it got rid of a bunch of the mountains too. So now it's just a... Well, the city looks a little weirder now, but it's fine. It's still a neat city on a hill. I just lost some of the cool... I didn't really want the mountains to go away. I actually didn't think the desertification spell would do that, based on some feedback I had received in the comments. But that's okay. The mountains aren't critical to me or anything. Having the desert is still better. It's still optimal, so I'm fine with that. All right, I wish you guys were getting along a little better, but it's to be expected. She's a vampire. A lot of people aren't going to like her. So you're going to be my arm's length friend, I'm afraid. She's a vampire who other people that I really want to buddy up with aren't getting along, and who is losing a war, which makes her a less valuable friend. And that's just the kind of terrible person I guess I am. Okay, probably... I can't channel desertification again, but I do want to clean up my capital. Alright, we'll wait on that. Come back to that on the next turn. I can't cast any spells, actually. I can probably at least look and see if there's any Empire upgrades that I should get once it's done saving there. I still don't have anything in here that I need right now. And my throne city is still not touching anything. Now, to be clear, this does still benefit the throne city itself. So it's not like it's a complete waste if I take it early. I just think advanced logistics is far more important. But eventually I will be able to touch both of these cities with my capital. So I will definitely be wanting to get that in the long run. For now, though, I think we need to wrap it up here. I know this episode's a little bit shorter, but I'm going to be visiting with some friends today, so I need to kind of get cracking on everything else I have to do. So I'm going to save it here, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Just kind of want to pan around here and take a look at things, but so yeah, Whetstone still can't do anything about yet, but yeah, I think that's the general plan. Whetstone will send this stuff up. They'll probably try to pillage this forester. I will come down and kill them, and then I will move on down here, and we'll try to make some stuff happen out here in the east, I think, is the goal. Hopefully nothing happens to mess up those plans, but I think this was a decent episode. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. Thank you so much for sticking around, and I will see you all next week. Special thanks to all my Patreon supporters, including Tier 3 supporters Dawson Horner, Devin Larson, Niesel, Roderick, and Sarah Feingold. Thanks so much, everybody.